Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and I'm back with another Gizmo Sunday. And this is what I've been meaning to do for a while, a look at Fracture Sound's Majestic Brass Soloists. I've had it, and I've been meaning to do this review, but I kind of got caught up in a film I was scoring, and I'm using Majestic Brass Soloists in the movie a lot. It's well, it's just what it sounds like it is. It uses that beautiful legato engine that Fracture Sounds has had in the past few soloist libraries. Very familiar if you're familiar with the interfaces at all. I'll play a couple little snippets of things that I've recorded, sort of pulled out from the film, and then we'll take a look at the interface. So let's hop in. Majestic Brass is four instruments: trumpet, a concert trumpet, uh, trombone, a high trombone, French horn, and tuba. I've got a couple of small pieces to take a look at. First, a chorale, and then a John Adams style propulsive piece. So listen to this. And you can use key switches to change the patches. Yeah, what fun. I love that propulsion. Well, let's take a look at the interface and we'll talk about how to use it because it's a fascinating instrument. Well, Majestic Brass Soloists shares an interface with many of Fracture Sound's solo instruments, and here we're looking at the French horn. Now, first of all, you can see there are 8 articulations, including 2 different legatos. Hear this lovely sort of brassy legato. And then a much mellower one. Sustain allows me to bypass the legato effect, play more than one note at a time, and it's nice for chorales or pads or things like that. We've got staccato, very short, and then a tenuto, a little more horn, a little longer, and then the longest tenuto. The performance shorts articulation allows me to have the staccato, tenuto, and the longer tenuto. Based entirely on velocity. Pretty useful. Listen, I want to talk about the legato engine. Down here below you see legato settings, and the smart mode is the one that interests me the most because I can set the latency to something performable, say 61 milliseconds, and then record my track. And then take the latency all the way up. Now I'm taking full advantage of the legato engine to make smooth connections between notes. And I know exactly how much time it takes for that to happen. So I can then delay or offset my, actually, I'm moving it forward in time, my logic track by negative 300 milliseconds. Everything stays right on the click. I get that beautiful effect, and I'm not performing, 300 milliseconds behind my notes. This can be really, really difficult. I usually find, 60 or so is doable for me. The instruments are recorded in situ, that is to say, in place, but I can custom position them or just center them stereo if that's what's called for. Over here, you see the mic positions, and an easy perspective slider takes me quite close. Or I can pull way back, and this is all with mics, not with reverb. And even with just 70 milliseconds of latency of like crossfade on that legato, it still feels very performable. Stereo widths and reverb controls, sure. Here's something I like to do. I learn MIDI continuous controller, and now I have 2 MIDI continuous controllers for a much more expressive and sort of articulate sound. I can make it brighter as it gets louder, right? This is something brass players do all the time. Terrific, right? Now, this is true of all of the patches, whether they're French horn, trumpet, tuba, or trombone. And then the ensemble patch, which is, again, terrifically useful. Listen, I don't want to take much more of your time. I'm going to say that if you've played around with the brass soloists or the woodwind soloists from Fracture Sounds, this is going to feel very, very familiar to you. You've got the additional terrific reverbs that you can add, as well as convolution reverbs, which allow me to choose that. And we're hearing it now with a little bit of just general bus reverb and a little bit of bus compression, just to sort of pull everything together. One thing I've always appreciated about this interface is the ability to take the key switches, this red area down here, and sort of like I can easily just kind of like just pop them around. So I could, for instance, go from a legato sound to a mellower one really easily. Brighter, right? Terrifically useful. Great for the trombone and trumpet as well. So just by changing it down here, boom, boom, moving it around. You may have a keyboard that's a piano like size for me, and even that's not big enough for the key switch areas of, say, a tuba, which requires very low keys. What else do we need to know? There you go. Those are the folks. Great players. They've really done a terrific job. Like, as usual, Will's made this happen, but these musicians are kind of great too. Recorded in the same room as the brass soloist, so it sits nicely with that original brass soloist's library, which feels a little more present and a little more like in your lap than this one does. This is a kind of well, it's more majestic, right? Majestic brass soloists from Fracture Sounds. Thanks to them for sending it to me. I'm really grateful because I'm using it right now. I hope this was useful. Like and subscribe, ding the bell to be notified when I do my videos. I'll see you next time.